Soon assembly lines were up and running in Ford's factory. The lines became the key to mass production, a system that would remain virtually unchanged for most of the century. A network of clanging conveyors was used to deliver parts to an exact point on the line.
They were running with the length of the building, like carrying the parts. Instead of you carrying it by hand, why the conveyors would carry it on the lines, and it was really marvelous the way things moved. Not one brain was doing that. There was a lot of brains working together.
The workers became an integral part of the great machine, and management set the pace, without discussion or negotiation, for unions were forbidden. The men faced new pressure as the final assembly line beat out the rhythm for the whole factory. There was no way they could stop or slow it down. Few stood the pace and din for long. Men tried it for a few weeks, then quit. But Ford had an answer. The company was making record profits. The time taken to build each car had dropped to 1.5 hours, so he could afford to raise pay.
The difference between 21st century organizations and 20th century organizations is huge. We can no longer afford to be thinking just in 20th century terms. Unfortunately, most organizations are. What's the difference, you say, between the two? I can tell you. The difference is between the 21st century organizations, they're more open, more collaborative. They utilize people and their resources in a much better way. The 20th century was all about controlling and containing, hierarchical, top-down. Decision-making was very, very tight, not transparent. People are howling today because we're not transparent in our political arena, but yet in most of our corporate entities, we are still working in a very, very closed sequence. This will not work and not make those organizations capable of being successful in the 21st century.
Google is kind of a unique company for me and I think for a lot of people that work there. What Google does is it allows you a fantastic environment to be innovative and to get your product developed really quickly.
It is a very different structure than the rest of the engineering community.
We always really try to avoid bureaucracy so that people can really do what makes sense in their project.
One thing that's great about Google is that you have a lot of autonomy over your product and its directions.
We're encouraged to work on whatever we think is important. Often the best ideas come from employees.
At Google, if you come in your first week and you have a good idea on how things should be done, and people agree with you, in that first week you can start making those changes.
The biggest resource is definitely the people.
One of the things that attracted me to Google and makes it a very comfortable place is they hire people who are very good.
I think Google goes after people that are entrepreneurial, that are kind of go-getters.
Everyone in the company is just so accessible and everyone's really driven to make the company succeed.
No two employees will have had the same background. There's no formula.
We have people straight out of college, we have people who've been in the industry for 25 years.
The concentration of talent that we have at Google is really quite amazing.
I come to work and I look forward to the conversations I'm going to have during the day with my colleagues and with people I haven't met yet within the company, because I know that today I'm going to find 5 new great ideas that I'm going to get excited about.